promoting insurance, protecting the insured. Coronavirus disease is now spreading within counties in Kenya, from person to person through contact with droplets when an infected person speaks, coughs or sneezes, or through touching contaminated surfaces and objects. Anybody with a weakened body immunity has a greater risk of contracting coronavirus disease. People living with pre-existing medical conditions such as HIV, cancer, TB, diabetes, among others, must adhere to their treatment to strengthen immunity and therefore should ensure they have a constant supply of necessary medicines. Contact your clinic or health facility for information on how to access treatment. Help others within your network to access adequate supply of essential medicines. Ensure that you remain connected with your local networks for any support and follow the medical guidelines provided by your health facility to prevent coronavirus. Remember to stay updated with information on coronavirus using only trusted reliable channels. For more information on COVID-19, call 719 or dial *719#. COVID-19 is preventable. Protect yourself, your family, and the community. This message has been brought to you by the Government of Kenya and its partners.
Good evening. This is Channel 1 Weekend. I trust you had a lovely Friday. Well, tonight we have a comprehensive bulletin. For now, we take a look at the highlights.
Just like you today, I too took an oath to both the letter and the spirit of the law, and it is not open to me to turn a blind eye to reports of our state organs.
My actions are guided by oath of office. President Uhuru Kenyatta defends the appointment of 34 judges. Nowhere to hide. Main suspect in the kidnapping and murder of a grade 2 pupil in Kitengela is finally arrested. And DCI asked to probe criminal liability on 2 laboratory officers as Nanyuki Teaching and Referral Hospital reads negligence over the death of a patient.
Welcome to the broadcast. My name is Jacky. Wambiru. Our sign language interpreter is Lucy Moore. Remember, this is an interactive segment where you can reach us on our social media handles at KBC Channel 1. Now, to kick us off, President Uhuru Kenyatta says he acted in the best interest of Kenyans, guided by his oath of office. President Kenyatta, who witnessed the swearing-in of the 34 new gazetted judges at State House, Nairobi, said he was willing to take hard and inconvenient decisions in protecting the interest of the public.
In an event graced by Chief Justice Martha Koome and ranking members of the judiciary, President Uhuru Kenyatta witnessed the swearing-in of all the 34 judges who were appointed to various divisions in the judiciary. 8 judges of the appeals court, the first batch to take their oath.
I, Ngoge Grace Mumbi, a judge of the Court of Appeal, do swear in the name of the Almighty God
to diligently serve the people and the Republic of Kenya, and to impartially do justice in accordance with this Constitution as by law established.
Followed by 9 labor and employment judges.
I, Barry Christine Ondatwa,
do swear in the name of the Almighty God to diligently serve the people and the Republic of Kenya,
and to impartially do justice in accordance with this Constitution as by law established,
and promoting fairness, independence, competence, and integrity within it. So help me God.
And finally, 18 lands and environment judges.
I, Mogeni Ann Jacqueline Agalemesi, Judge of the Environment and Land Court,
with a view to upholding the dignity and the respect for the judiciary.
Prejudice or any political, religious, or other influence.
Each swearing to uphold the Constitution and to live true to their oath.
I will at all times, and to the best of my knowledge and ability, protect, administer, and defend this Constitution.
And referring to the criticism that greeted the appointment of the 34 judges, President Uhuru Kenyatta said his action was guided by his oath of office and the need to protect the interests of a nation.
Just like you today, I too took an oath to both the letter and the spirit of the law, and it is not open to me to turn a blind eye to reports of our state organs. As long as I serve as president, I will choose the right over the convenient, I will choose the hard over the easy, and I am not doing this for myself, but for the people of Kenya and for posterity.
The president calling on the judges to be professional and uphold their oath of office in the discharge of their duties.
Ladies and gentlemen, to serve in a state office is a deeply demanding task. Many new burdens will be placed on your shoulders. The public expectations on you will be very high, and obstacles will be thrown along your path. Having taken your oath of office, know that you now hold a special place in our constitutional order, and therefore, my only advice to you is one, serve with dedication and with utmost fidelity to the oath that you have subscribed to.
The Court of Appeal, which had been the worst hit by the shortage of judges, having 13 judges, will now have 21 judges in total, 6 above the minimum 15 judges required in the appellate division to optimally function.
And in a statement sent to newsrooms by the judiciary, the Office of the Chief Justice, and I read, the mandate of the Judicial Service is spelled out under Article 172 of the Constitution 2010 in relation to judges. JSC role is to undertake recruitment through a competitive and transparent process and recommend to the President suitable persons for appointment as judges. Now, the JSC carried out interviews and forwarded the selection reports to the President on 23rd July 2019 for Court of Appeal and on 13th August 2019 for Environment and Land and Employment and Labor Relations Courts. The JSC recommended 41 persons for appointment as follows: 11 Court of Appeal judges, 20 Environment and Land Court judges, 10 Employment and Labor Relations Court judges. One of the nominees has since passed on. In a special gazette dated 3rd June 2021, the President appointed 34 judges as follows: Court of Appeal 7, Environment and Land Court 18, Employment and Labor Relations Court 9. The 34 judges have today taken oath of office witnessed by the President, and it is of great concern that these 6 persons who were recommended by the JSC for appointment were not gazetted. Many people were questioned the role of the CJ in the process since she assumed office only 2 weeks ago. She states that she had no part to play in this constitutional process, which was undertaken almost 2 years ago. Upon forwarding the names to the President, the Chief Justice and the JSC became functis officio, ceased to have any role. It further states that on 11th January 2014, the JSC recommended the appointment of 25 nominees as judges, and on 27th June 2014, the President initially appointed 11 of them and subsequently appointed the remaining 14. It is now that they call upon the President to similarly appoint the remaining 6 judges because the judiciary is still in dire need as the backlog of cases is increasing. Well, that is the statement released by the Office of the Chief Justice. Well, it remains a case of wait and see. Now, in other news, police in Kitengela are holding a middle-aged woman believed to be the mastermind in the kidnapping and murder of Shantel Nzembi, a grade 2 pupil. The arrest of 27-year-old Nativity Mutindi comes barely 24 hours after other 3 accomplices, including a female and 2 male suspects, were arrested. The body of Shantel was discovered dumped near her home after the family failed to raise 300,000 shillings ransom demanded by the kidnappers.
Kitengela detectives have arrested the main suspect in connection to murder of Shantel Nzembi, abduction and murder. Nativity Mtindi Nthuku, 27-year-old, was smoked from her hideout within Kitengela Township today morning. The single mother of one is suspected to be the killer gang mastermind, who had been coordinating others in the 40 hours ordeal since the disappearance of Shantel on May 29th to Monday, May 31st, when her body was recovered stashed in a gunny bag by a roadside in Kitengela town.
Na kutoka hapo tukaanza kufanya uchunguzi wa hiyo kesi ya mauaji. Kwanza tukapata mhalifu mmoja ama suspect mmoja, yule alikuwa anatumia ile simu ilikuwa inaitisha pesa. Kutoka hapo ushirikiano yetu na public ikatusaidia tukapata mshukiwa wa pili.
Detectives narrowed to Mutindi after preliminary investigation pointed to a mobile number she was using to demand for 300,000 shillings ransom.
We have arrested 2 individuals whom we strongly believe were involved in the murder of Shantel, and I want to assure the members of the public and the country at large, those who did this heinous crime will never go unpunished.
Mutindi is said to have been living at Nokopir Estate, few meters from where Shantel's body was down for the last 2 years, and operated an M-Pesa shop that closed last year. Police has already arrested Livingston Makacha Otengo, Francis Mbudia Mikuhu, and Edwin Mulochi on Thursday. The post-mortem done by government chief pathologist Johnson Odron revealed that the 8-year-old Shantel died from suffocation by blockage of mouth and nose. It was not clear whether she was defiled, but he collected samples that have been taken for further analysis.
And what he found is that Shantel died because she was smothered. When I say smothering, I mean that she was suffocated with the blockage of the nose and the mouth until she died. So we've also collected some samples. It's not very clear whether she was raped, but we've taken some samples for further analysis so that we can establish that.
Timothy Kipnusu, Channel 1 News.
Moving on, Jacky Group has reversed its decision to withhold its bid to release the management of Mumias Sugar Company. Group Chair Narendra Raval has told Channel 1 that the company will engage all the stakeholders in a bid to conclude the matter amicably. This comes even as the receiver manager KCB says the negotiations are still ongoing and the details of this lease agreement will be made public once concluded.
In September 2019, Mumias Sugar was placed under receivership by KCB Group with the aim of protecting its assets and maintain its operations. A statement from the receivership manager says it has so far rehabilitated hundreds of acres of land, as well as hiring people to work on the plant, calling for investors to run the affairs of the sugar miller. Under the leasing deal, the successful firm is expected to run the plant on behalf of KCB, whose 545 million shillings in loans was defaulted by the miller. Jacky Group was among the 8 companies that had shown interest in the revival bid. Jacky has indicated plans to pump in 5 billion shillings into the operations of Mumias Sugar Company. However, in a statement today, the company said it was withdrawing from the bid due to political interference. The firm has, however, reconsidered its decision to withdraw her bid to lease Mumias Sugar. In an exclusive interview with KBC, Jacky Group of Companies Chairman Narendra Raval said he is willing to take over operations of Mumias Sugar Company in a month's time should there be an agreement with all stakeholders.
Stakeholders comes together, all the leaders comes together, farmers comes together, and of course the receiver comes together. I have no problem to sit with them and make a plan how to have the way forward to start the Mumias.
Raval said that he plans to lease Mumias Sugar Company for 20 years and is ready to inject 5 billion shillings in the first 4 years.
I could have given the chance, could have made sure that the livelihood comes back. Of course, there is politics everywhere. It's not that there is no politics. Politics will be there. If it is healthy politics, I do not have any problem. But if it is dirty politics, then I am myself keep away from that.
This come even as the receiver manager KCB says the negotiations are still ongoing and the leasing process is not yet complete. A section of Western Kenyan leaders have also appealed to Jacky Group to help in the revival process.
Plead with my fellow politicians, be it members of parliament, be it governors, be it senators. Please, let's not bring politics into this venture. Read the Receivership Act.
Mateso ambayo tumepitia na umaskini ambao tumeona na ufugara. Hata kama mimi sijajua Jacky na ana moyo, sisi tumemkaribisha.
Medics at the Kalembe County Referral Hospital have raised a red flag over diminishing oxygen at the health facility at a time when Nyanza region is hit by rising cases of COVID-19. This as the country's positivity rate stands at 6.3%.
According to the WHO, oxygen therapy is recommended for all severe and critical COVID-19 patients. For this reason, COVID-19 treatment healthcare facilities should have a functioning oxygen system. But at the Kalembe County Referral Hospital, the management says the oxygen supply is under a strain. The hospital is now forced to rely on neighboring counties.
We're already overstretched. At the moment, we have 32 patients in HDU. Yes, with 8 out of those on high flow oxygen, pure oxygen. So the demand on our little resources is quite great. And what is being strained the most is oxygen supply.
Meanwhile, the country recorded 284 positive cases of COVID-19 from a sample size of 4,540 tested in the last 24 hours. This bringing the positivity rate to 6.3. 17 people have succumbed to the disease to bring the total fatality in the country to 3,240. From the positive cases, 272 are Kenyans, while 12 are foreigners. 157 are males and 127 are females. The youngest is a 1-month-old infant, while the oldest is 91 years old. Total confirmed cases are 171,942, bringing the accumulative test to 1,826,756. Siaya County reported the highest number of positive cases with 66, Nairobi 66, Kisumu 30, Mombasa 21, 21, Busia 13, among other counties. 124 patients have recovered from the disease, 97 from various health facilities countrywide, while 27 from the home-based and isolation care program. Total recoveries now stand at 117,469, of whom 85,291 are from home-based care and isolation program, while 32,178 are from various health facilities. Sadly, 17 people have succumbed to the disease, all of them being late deaths reported after conducting facility record audits on diverse dates in the months of April and May. Cumulative fatalities are 3,240. Beatrice Getonyeng-Etich, Channel 1 News.
Away from matters related to COVID-19, political rivalry between Migori Governor Okoth Obado and Senator Ochilo Ayako played out in County Public Accounts Committee meeting on Friday. Governor Obado demanded that Senator Ayako to recuse himself from chairing the audit query, alleging that the senator has personal interests in Migori County. But in a rejoinder, Senator Ayako told the governor that he has no constitutional right to make such demands.
After failing to appear before the Senate Public Accounts Committee weeks ago, Migori Governor Zachary Okoth Obado finally honored summons on Friday. But off the gate, Migori politics went on full display.
The Auditor General's report is mine. I'm the one who has raised the issue. Let's represent the Auditor General's issue again and see where it is my issue. It's not.
You know, at one point I thought you would even say you have a personal interest and even excuse yourself and leave the chair to somebody else. Because you know you have a very, very personal interest.
Over the boards?
No, generally, over Migori County, that personal interest.
There is nothing personal in this accounting practice. Yeah. In this session, there is nothing personal. It only happens that the chair and the governor come from the same county. If we let the chair lead the session, we will go on very well. Otherwise, if we continue like this, then we can declare the client hostile so that we let them go and sober up.
Governor Obado and Senator Ayako have been reading from different scripts on the management of the public accounts in Migori County.
At what time are we going to move away from this? We need somebody, maybe from you as the chair and also as somebody coming from Migori County. You really need to tell me how I can do this. Because you must be having somebody which I
no,
let me know how I can get it.
That the governor is becoming personal and bringing issues that are not within our sphere of dealings.
But when the session got underway, the Migori governor was tasked to explain, among other issues, and reconcile bank accounts totaling to 1.3 billion shillings, irregular payment of legal fees, as well as unsupported expenditure on the acquisition of assets worth 18 million shillings.
What action will you take against the auditor who elected not to give the documents in good time, so that we don't start recommending criminal culpability pursuant to Section 62 of the Public Audit Act.
The committee was to inquire into the fire incident which burnt down the main procurement store at Migori County headquarters on 24 September 2017, which comprised of the county committee member CCs with specific terms of reference, including but not limited to investigate the cause of the fire, to ascertain the type and number of documents burnt by the fire.
The executive.
Governor Obado is fighting a raft of corruption-related allegations, some of which are currently before the court.
We also want guidance from this committee as to how we can treat those cases that we inherited from the defunct local authorities.
Migori is among the counties that have been accused of failing to ensure prudent utilization of public resources. For Channel 1 News, I'm Gladys Mongai.
Still on matters health, Laikipia County government has asked the Directorate of Criminal Investigations to probe any criminal liability on 2 laboratory offices at the Nanyuki Teaching and Referral Hospital, whose laxity has been confirmed to have caused the death of a patient on Monday. The county government has since interdicted the 2 offices.
The Nanyuki Referral Hospital has been on the spotlight following the death of a patient who was left unattended to at the emergency unit on the 31st of May 2021 as she awaited her lab results that took too long. The delay occasioned by the laboratory technicians who were organizing a surprise birthday party for their colleague, leading to the death of the patient, 58-year-old Halima Hassan.
The preliminary findings show that there was a bit of delay, unnecessary and uncalled for delay in that department. And out of that, really, we are convinced that that is partly what contributed to the passing away of this lady.
The Laikipia Department of Health acknowledging the negligence by the members of staff at the hospital. Laikipia Health CEC saying that action has since been taken against the 2 staffers following investigations.
The investigations indicated that 2 of our staff really were a bit, there was a bit of laxity and there was a bit of rudeness to the patients, and we have interdicted them.
The 2 staffers found culpable are Fidelis Wachie Nabobwa, who is the senior medical laboratory officer, and Clement Wambugu Kimani, a laboratory technologist. The incident has ignited a huge uproar in the country, with a section of county ward representatives demanding answers and accountability. Nancy Okware, Channel 1 News.
Well, on that note, we take a short break. Don't go too far. We still have more to come.
Did you know life is uncertain? Do not leave anything to chance. Protect the financial needs of your family in case you die or lose income due to terminal or critical illness. Take up a life insurance policy today to protect the financial future of your loved ones. Now you know. IRA, promoting insurance, protecting the insured. This weekend on KBC Channel 1.
You almost gave me a heart attack. Why are you talking? You're confusing us.
Confusing you? How? I thought I was out of place. Why don't you go back to your bossy mother and ask her for your forgiveness? And pray very hard that she welcome you back, because clearly you are not meant for this class. Come on, is this a joke?
Of course it is not a joke.
You haven't even written your name, eh? Can you go and wait for me in the office?
Mr. Tisha, I have been here for so long, so if you don't mind, I have a pressing matter I need to handle.
How about I give you all a pressing issue?
Classmates, every Saturday on KBC.
This weekend on KBC Channel 1.
Welcome back. And now the government has, now on matters and environment, Kenya will Saturday join the world in marking the Environment Day amid optimism that the country is on course to realize the 10% forest cover by the year 2022. National Environment Management Authority Nairobi County Director Anthony Saisi says the reclamation of riparian lands remain at the heart of the ongoing tree planting campaign. Saisi spoke Friday when he led NEMA and other friends of the environment in the planting of 200 bamboo trees along the banks of Kirichwa River at the Nairobi Arboretum.
The race to the 10% forest cover continues to gain momentum in the country. On Friday, the National Environment Management Authority, the Management University of Africa and Bamburi Cement came together to plant over 200 bamboo in Nairobi.
Now we are doing bamboo also. We know that bamboo has, of late, bamboo has had a very big impact when it comes to environmental restoration. Bamboo has had a very important or major uses when it comes to timber industry.
NEMA County Director Anthony Saisi said they're working to restore riparian land and create effective solid waste management systems.
We have done the cleanup for some time and we shall continue cleaning. One, to remove the solid waste. When the riparian reserve is well managed, like today, we shall have very little interference with the water course.
We are doing riverine planting where we conserve the banks of the river using the best species that are able to hold the soil, that does not go to the soil erosion does not happen.
To ensure that we continue this journey of 10% tree cover, and as well as restoring the environment, and as well as creating a better future for our generations and generations to come.
We're also conserving our environment. We've planted so far 1,000 trees, and we have 5,000 trees, which we are planning to plant next week at our seat of the university, that is in Kisaju.
On Saturday, Kenya will mark the World Environment Day amid calls on Kenyans to reimagine, recreate and restore the environment. Yusufar, Channel 1 News.
And now on the corridors of justice, a National Police reservist linked to the death of his colleague in Mandera will be detained in police custody for 5 more days pending completion of investigations. Rashid Osman is alleged to have shot dead his colleague Ali Suleiman Gabo at a Miraa kiosk. The case will be mentioned on Monday.
A Mandera Court Senior Resident Magistrate Peter Wasike directed National Police Reservist Abdi Jaber Rashid Osman be detained in police custody as detectives carry on investigations into the death of his colleague Ali Suleiman Gabo. Osman is alleged to have approached a Miraa kiosk while armed with an AK-47 rifle and shot Gabo, a police reservist, at Alwork. The matter will be mentioned on Monday before the suspect is taken to Garissa or Marsabit to take plea for the murder charges. Meanwhile, businessman Maura Abdallah Bwanamaka has been directed by the court to pay outstanding taxes amounting to 9.6 million shillings to Kenya Revenue Authority. Appearing before Mombasa Chief Magistrate Edna Nyalote, Bwanamaka's other accomplices Ali Mohammed Ahmed and Abdullah Hussein were fined $5,000 and $10,000 respectively, or be jailed for 1 year. Finally, 26-year-old Caroline Kasioka Mole pleaded guilty to abandoning her 3 children for 2 weeks. Appearing before Chief Magistrate Maxwell Gisharu, the mother of 3 who washes clothes for payments in Embu Town was at pain to explain how she couldn't get sleep while her children aged 5, 3 and 1 were abandoned. The court ruled that the accused be remanded for a week as the sub-county probation officer provides a report before sentencing. For Channel 1 News, I'm Sarafina Robbie.
Nakuru County Governor Lee Kenyanjui has allayed fears that his administration will review upwards the cost of business licenses, land rates, service charges and amenities once Nakuru receives a city charter from President Uhuru Kenyatta. Governor Lee says his administration's priority would be to source for additional funding for urban development and enforcement of effective revenue collection mechanisms. The development comes a day after the Senate voted to elevate Nakuru municipality to city status.
On Thursday, the Senate adopted a report by the Devolution and Intergovernmental Relations Committee, paving ordaining Nakuru as Kenya's 4th city. 38 senators voted in support of Nakuru, while 2 rejected the motion.
So number 4, the report on conferment of Nakuru municipality to city status. Abstention 0, nays 2, ayes 38. The ayes have it.
According to the committee findings, Nakuru municipality met all requirements required for elevation of status with a population of 367,183, which surpasses the required 250,000.
The committee observed that local revenue generated in the past 3 financial years demonstrated the capacity and potential of Nakuru in revenue generation and collection, and that it could sustain its operations as per the criteria set in the relevant statute.
Nakuru Governor Laikipia, in welcoming the Senate endorsement, assured residents that his administration will work closely with the national government to put in place measures that ensure the cost of doing business does not go up should the town be granted new status.
I want to assure you that the Nakuru of now and another 5 years to come will be a different Nakuru. Opportunities will be more. We'll have greater conferencing facilities, we'll have more visitors, we'll have more demand for food, more demand for taxi, more demand for entertainment, and therefore our town is going to be lively and is going to be the sort of town that everybody would want to come.
He exuded confidence that elevation of the town would spur economic growth and make it even more competitive as far as manufacturing, tourism and hospitality, among other sectors.
We are also aligning our policies to become business friendly, to become a one-stop shop for business solutions, and also to create opportunities for people across the board.
But in a rejoinder, former Municipal Council of Nakuru Mayor Benson Mwangi said any rush to effect the upgrade will be a burden to residents.
Kitu inaitwa infrastructure. Infrastructure tunasema hivi. Je, Nakuru tuko na hospitali ngapi na zinatusaidia aje? Je, Nakuru siwa rain iko namna gani? Sababu macho tunaona vile watu wanaumia. Ikiwa ni storm drainage water ziko namna gani? Ikiwa ni mabarabara within the CBD ziko aje? Ikiwa ni town hii, do we have any designated area ya matatu?
Kina mama kama sisi tutapata opportunity investors wakikuja kufanya biashara tofauti tofauti, tukipata pesa ya serikali za kama women funds hizo, tukipata statu boost at least kufanya kazi, kufanya biashara na sisi kuboost familia zetu.
Nafikiri maji tutapata sawa sawa na tutaendelea kweli kweli.
Tumefurahi sana Nakuru ikiwa city, sisi watu tutapata more services. Nakuru is going to develop a lot because more investors will come to invest in this city.
Najua infrastructure lazima, mabarabara na kama hospitali na mashule lazima zitaongezewa ndio ku uplift the city status. Kwa hivyo kutakuwa na kukiongezwa hizo vitu, kutakuwa na nafasi za kazi.
Nakuru now awaits the presidential nod to officially be recognized as Kenya's 4th city. In other news, police in Kalembe North are holding a man accused of defiling a 13-year-old girl in Lare. Police say the man allegedly accosted and raped the teenager while on her way to a nearby shop. Elsewhere, a family in the Kiambu County is calling for an expedited probe into the killing of a kin. Details of these and other highlights in the County News Roundup.
Lare OCPD Ezra Sambu says the 13-year-old girl had been sent to the shop by her mother before the suspect pounced on her. Sambu says the girl was rescued by Good Samaritans while the suspect is being held awaiting arraignment in court.
Msasi alimtuma dukani na kwa bahati mbaya huyo accused person akamshika na akampeleka msituni na akamwenda akamrape pale.
In Kiambu County, a family in Deya is calling on the government to thoroughly investigate the killing of their kin. Albert Njenga was killed under unclear circumstances, with his colleagues in the boda industry alleging foul play in efforts to dispense justice.
Tuko vikifanyika, watu wanauawa, tulipata kijana mwingine aliuawa na hakuna jambo limetendeka. Lakini kwa sababu county commissioner amekuja, governor amekuja na wametuhakikishia kuwa tutakuwa na usalama, tuna imani kuwa vile wametuambia na vile wameanza kufanya tutapata haki na tutakuwa na usalama katika eneo hili.
Elsewhere, two requiem masses have been lined up for Tuesday and Thursday next week in honor of the late former Kibwezi MP Richard Kalembe Ndile. Kalembe passed on last week in Nairobi Hospital.
There will be a requiem mass on Tuesday, 8th June 2021 at St. Veronica Catholic Church, Syokimau at 4 p.m. and a public one on Thursday, 10th June 2021 at the Holy Family Basilica, Nairobi at 10 a.m.
In Nyandarua County, residents and business owners from major trading centers in the area are set to benefit from the installation of floodlights in various centers across the county. The lighting project is set to reduce cases of insecurity in the region and extend businesses' hours.
Mahali ulikuwa unasikia kuna watu wanafanya mambo mengine, lakini hamwezi jua juu mko na taa moja iko bari. Sasa taa imewaka tauni vizuri sana, kwanza pande zenye zilikuwa na hiyo maneno ya watu kupigwa, kuporwa.
Meanwhile, the Kiambu County government has embarked on an initiative to increase the enrollment of students in 39 vocational training centers. Speaking after opening a 3-day educational exposition in Thika, Kiambu Governor James Nyoro said Kiambu intends to double existing numbers of students joining tertiary institutions.
Wale watu ambao wanatoka form 4 compared to wale wanaingia university, about 60% wanawachwa hapo katikati. And we would want to improve on that, although education is not devolved. But we want to consult with the stakeholders so that at least we can get about 60% of our students going to the university.
Finally, a dispute has erupted over the ownership of a 67-acre parcel of land in Gelani village of Machakos County. A group of youth descended on the said piece of land, flattening buildings and everything else on their path.
Ndio walikupika hiki shanga, askari wakaja. Na hao askari walituambia hata hii leo itapomolewa. Leo siku hii tuambia tutoe vitu ipomolewa. Haya, kabla wajatoka walituambia tupomoe na mikono yetu, tukakataa. Wakatuambia hata tukikataa usiku hii watakuja wapomoe.
And in the business world, the government has unveiled a 2.2 billion shilling agribusiness fund. The fund is expected to empower agribusiness-led employment through the Enable Kenya program. President Uhuru Kenyatta has also unveiled the rebranded 4K clubs with a call to empower the youth in agribusiness and build capacity in modern business technologies.
Enable Kenya, funded by both the Government of Kenya and the African Development Bank, AFDB, seeks to build the capacity of 10,000 Kenyan young people involved in agribusiness to enable them create employment opportunities for 500,000 others. Besides training and capacity building, a large proportion of the 2.2 billion shillings Enable Kenya kitty will be disbursed to beneficiaries as interest-free loans amounting to 500 million shillings to finance startups and 900 million shillings in low-interest credit for existing youth enterprises.
There is no question that Kenya enjoys a youthful, talented and energetic population, which makes it well-placed to harness the exciting opportunities on offer in agriculture.
Speaking during the launch of the initiative at Jamhuri Park in Nairobi County, the president said 520 youth to be trained this month will each receive financing of between 500,000 shillings and 1.5 million shillings as startup capital.
To complement this pilot project, Parallel efforts are in place to transfer aquaculture technology and build the capacity of our youth in schools by establishing aquaponics and learning institutions.
At the same event, the President unveiled the rebranded 4K clubs with a call to county government and stakeholders in the agriculture value chain to increase the support for efforts to empower the youth in agribusiness.
The rebranding of the 4K clubs is a response to the need to align our agricultural policies and programs to the dynamics of a fast-changing society powered by the innovations, creativity, and talents of our young people.
Enable Kenya and 4K clubs fit into the various farmer empowerment initiatives being implemented by the government, among them the Aquaculture Business Development Program that is being rolled out in 15 counties. Alan Aoko, Channel 1 Business.
Operations at the port of Mombasa are set to improve after the newly refurbished tug jetty was commissioned today. The 500 million shillings jetty will be able to accommodate all harbour tugs as the temporary resting place and during the refilling of provisions and maintenance. Our coast reporter Wambiru has more details.
For ages, the tug jetty had not been refurbished and was a hazard to its users. The 500 months to be constructed, which is expected to improve operations at the port, which is undergoing a major upgrade. Kenya Ports Authority Acting Managing Director Rashid Salim says the newly refurbished tug jetty's design has incorporated modern structural and utility specifications.
The new tug jetty, it will accommodate all the harbour tugs as you saw alongside coming in for repair during provisions, maintenance. In this respect, I would like to note particularly that the arrangements of the new tug jetty is designed to meet the local load transfer and stability requirements.
Rashid says the jetty will benefit the port and marine department operations.
It will enable the authority and its staff maximum benefits to the marine economy from the new tug jetty, which include increased port operational efficiency, improved ship turnaround time, due to timely service and repair and optimal availability of our marine crafts, improved environmental stewardship of marine life, and increased safety for all the marine workers.
The Port of Mombasa is undergoing a multi-billion shillings expansion to handle bigger ships and improve its operations.
KPA has been spending a lot of its resources to ensure that you have the best facilities. Right now, we are, of course, completing the new container berth. We are also doing the new Bay Oil terminal. And very soon, Mombasa will be one of the best ports in this part of the Indian Ocean because of our investments.
For Business News from Mombasa County, I am Wambiru.
Fertiplant East Africa has completed the construction of a multi-billion shilling fertilizer plant in Nakuru County. The 3 billion shillings plant is expected to bring down the cost of fertilizer production in the country. The facility will employ the latest in steam granulation technology with operations anchored in soil testing.
Kenya spends more than 50 billion shillings to procure fertilizer for farmers who rely on the product to improve their yields. The government has been encouraging private investors to set up fertilizer factories in Kenya in a bid to lower the cost of the commodity in the country. According to Fertiplant East Africa, the fertilizer plant is expected to meet the specific soils and crop conditions across the East African and suppress the cost of the commodity in the region.
In terms of pricing structure, we're going to be as competitive as any product brought in from any parts of the world. In terms of quality, we'll probably be even more superior to the quality that we get from abroad.
The 3 billion shillings NPK compound granulation facility has the capacity to produce more than 100,000 tons annually, targeting over 2 million farmers.
We'll also be adding smaller pack sizes for Bwananchi in this country. This factory can produce 2 million bags of 50 kilogram bags for this country. That means we could theoretically target 1 million farmers in this country with specific fertilizers at 50 kilogram level.
This comes in the wake of increased acidity in soils that has significantly reduced fertility. Most of the imported types had the wrong type of the supplements since they were designed for soils in Europe and North America, hence reducing yields for farmers. The fertilizer will help boost the production of tea, coffee, potatoes, sugarcane and maize in Kenya and the East African region. Construction of the Nakuru plant, which is a subsidiary of Mea Limited, started in 2015 and was funded by Oiko Credit and NCBA Bank.
A fire at a juvenile detention center in Egypt has killed at least 6 teenagers and injured 20 others. The blaze broke out on Thursday at the facility in the Al-Mag district of the capital, Cairo. The head of the facility was detained as prosecutors investigated the fire.
It was not immediately clear what caused the blaze, but an initial investigation blamed an electric short circuit, which followed a fight between 2 children inside the facility. Fire trucks and ambulances were dispatched to the scene, where the blaze was brought under control by civil defense workers. Egypt has seen a number of fires in recent years that have raised concerns over safety standards. Elsewhere, people in Hong Kong are marking the 32nd anniversary of the Tiananmen Square massacre, but in a much more muted way than in previous years. Macau and Hong Kong are the only places in China where people can commemorate the anniversary of the deadly 1989 crackdown by Chinese soldiers on pro-democracy demonstrations in Beijing. Estimates of the dead vary from a few hundred to several thousand. Finally, the family of Belarusian journalist Roman Protesvik says he was coerced into making a confession on TV of organizing an anti-government protest. Protesvik was arrested in Minsk last month after his flight to Lithuania was diverted. In a tearful appearance on state TV, he praised President Alexander Lukashenko and admitted attempting to topple him. Marks were visible on his wrists. Human rights and opposition campaigners say he was tortured. Reporting for Channel 1 News, Amamboyo Tende.
Je, umeomoka? Kama hujaomoka kwenye QuickBin ndio mambo yote. Hapa tuko na fridge, kodi yake ni CM. Tuko na gas cooker, kodi yake ni CK. Tuko na TV, kodi yake ni TV. Tuko na simu aina ya Samsung ni SM, ama Oppo ni Oppo. My friend, mahali popote unanitizama, eka hizo kodi zake kisha utume kwa 4032353. 4032353, alafu utakuwa unaomoka na hizi bidhaa. Kumbuka, kwenye QuickBin ni bidhaa bora zaidi kwa bei ya chini kwa chini.
Sasa hii ugonjwa ya huyu kijana ilianza 2017 akiwa naumwa polepole. Sasa ikifika 2019 ndio ikaanza kufura.
Kama niuliza na ushawi hapa ilikuwa kubadilika. Nitauliza kwa neno mengi.
Hiyo akipana nitashukuru Mungu. Nitashukuru Mungu kabisa. Nipa shida kubwa. Naangalia upande na upande. Mimi ndio baba, mimi ndio mama, mimi ndio kila kitu. Sasa sijui nianzie wapi, nitafikia wapi.
Banki imeconfirm pesa zimeingia. Congratulations Sam, gari ni lako sasa.
Shukrani. Oi boss, si uniache insurance yako nitumie kabla nijipange.
We!
Insurance ya gari haiwezi kuwa transferred kwa mtu mwingine.
Sina habari, na nikuulize, hii comprehensive insurance inakava vitu gani?
Comprehensive motor insurance inakava gari linapoharibika wakati wa ajali,
pamoja na uharibifu wa mali ya mtu mwingine, gari likiibiwa au likichomeka. Pia ina cover passenger wa gari lako na passenger wa lile gari lingine kunapotokea ajali.
Kwani umenisahau mimi kama driver?
Dereva hakui covered na comprehensive insurance, ila anajitafutia personal accident cover.
Umenichanua. Rose, hata nishughulikie hiyo insurance, nitakujia gari kesho.
Okay, sawa.
Yeah.
Ujumbe huu umeletwa kwako na IRA. IRA, bima bora kwa taifa.
And in the sports arena, speedster Hussein Malik has vowed to do his best in the upcoming World Rally Championship Safari Rally next month after the driver was selected in one of the 4 teams set to represent Betika in the World Rallies. Ryan Shah, Andrew Migori and Maxine Wahome are the other drivers who have been selected to represent the company.
As the date for the Safari Rally Championship draws nearer, many drivers are currently applying the finishing touches on their vehicles ahead of the World Rally Championship event. Hussein Malik, whose car was damaged in a past Kenya National Rally Championship event in Naivasha, says he's happy after being selected in the Betika team as he aims for a top 10 finish.
We are as prepared as can be. With rally, you can never be 100% ready. It's either the driver who has developed butterflies, or the navigator, or even at times the car develops butterflies. But so far, we're doing well. The car is ready. We're going to go for a shakedown Sunday and have a feel of the car because we have 2 more weeks to prepare.
He believes in the skills of his navigator Lynette Ayuko, who he says is experienced and keeps him calm in the car as they prepare for the event in a Mitsubishi Lancer Evolution X. Other drivers selected are Ryan Shah, who will be navigated by Ashil Invani in a Subaru N10. Andrew Migori will be navigated by Edwin Joroge and will use Subaru N12, while Maxime Wahome will be navigated by Shantel and will also use Subaru N10. In attendance also was the Cabinet Secretary for Sports, Ambassador Amina Mohamed, who promised that the government will do all it can to develop this sport.
We hope to continue supporting our rally drivers, all the rally drivers, but especially those that are from this country, because we need to nurture their talent, we need to encourage them, and they inspire us all the time.
Curtains have come down on a 2-day referees physical endurance test training in Kalembe County. The course brought together referees drawn from the Premier League, Super League, Division 1 League, Women Premier League and the Women Division 1 League. 240 FKF referees took part in the training and were taken through endurance and agility drills as well as medical tests to ascertain their fitness to officiate the league matches. FKF referees manager Sylvester Kiro insisted on the importance of the PET training on the referees who have this test 4 times a year. The course was being spearheaded by Sylvester Kiro, Tabitha Wamboi and Kalembe Ndile.
The main objective is to check the fitness level of the referees, because if you remember, we've just come from a lockdown where our referees were not engaged for quite a long time. And now that they are back and the sports are back, we are doing the fitness check to check that level so that we can allow them to continue running the league.
The Football Kenya Federation Cup round of 16 matches are set to be played this weekend. 3 matches are slated for Saturday. Equity will face Vegpro, Bidco United will be up against Egerton, while Tusker will take on Luanda Villa. On Saturday, Sigalagala TTI will face Bandari at Utalii grounds. Ulinzi Stars will be up against Nairobi City Stars. Gor Mahia will face Mumias Sugar. KCB will take on Kariobangi Sharks at Utalii grounds, while AFC Leopards will face Bungoma Superstars at Thika Stadium. The quarterfinals are slated for 9th June, while the semifinals will be played on 13th June. And a spirited Greece fought back to hold top-ranked Belgium to a 1-1 draw in their friendly international in Brussels as Georgios Travala's second-half goal cancelled out an early strike for the hosts from Thorgan Hazard.
Belgium were missing several regulars like the Bout Courtois, Kevin De Bruyne and Eden Hazard, but they were still hoping to send out a message of intent ahead of next week's kickoff of the European Championship. But Greece, who did not qualify for the tournament, proved dogged opponents, with little regard for the host status at the top of the FIFA rankings in a feisty clash behind closed doors at the King Baudium Stadium. Thorgan Hazard put Belgium ahead after 20 minutes, but Zavelas leveled the score midway through the second half.
By Masouras, good diving header, hits the post, and it is shoveled in for a Greek equaliser by Georgios Zavelas.
Meanwhile, Spain and Portugal will begin their preparation for their respective Euro 2020 campaigns when they lock horns in an international friendly on Friday night. La Roja will take on Sweden in their first European Championship opener on June 14th, while Portugal are preparing for the start of the tournament, which sees them face Hungary on June 15th. In another match set for today, Italy will take on Czech Republic. Daniel Mwendwa for Channel 1 Sports.
Well, that brings us to the end of our bulletin tonight. For more news, check out our website at kbc.co.ke. My name is Jacky. Wambiru. Sign language interpreter is Lucy Mora. Have a good night.
Vera Beauty College.
Vera Beauty and Fashion College, with branches in Nairobi, Eldoret, Thika and Meru. Did you know that we are a TVET approved institution? We offer courses in fashion design, interior design in soft furnishing, event decoration, flower arrangement, event planning, hairdressing, barbering and dreadlocks, beauty therapy, makeup, nail technology, spa massages, teaching skills, TOT, solo business management, and many more. Register now and visit our website on www.verabeautycollege.com. You can also call on 0725 923 550 Nairobi branch, 0728 087 689 Eldoret branch, 0722 227428 Thika branch, 0725 000 706 Meru branch. Vera Beauty and Fashion College, a TVET approved institution.
Kupata skiza tune hii Waibrania 13:8, dial star 811 star 963 hash.
Yesu Kristo ni yule yule jana, leo na hata milele. Wahibrania 13:8.
Ili kupata skiza tune hiyo ya Waibrania 13:8, dial star 811 star 963 hash, star 811 star 963 hash.
Jumapili hii kwenye runinga ya KBC, ungana naye Askofu Michael Wanderi
wa kanisa la Christian Foundation Fellowship Kiambu kuanzia saa 1 hadi saa 2 asubuhi.
Ningetaka nikwambie, our Jehovah God, because the Bible says he is the same yesterday, today and forevermore. He is able to take you to a place of abundance. He is able to take you to Rehoboth in the name of Jesus Christ.
Kipindi ni neno la neema, ukiletewa naye Askofu Michael Wanderi wa kanisa la Christian Foundation Fellowship Kiambu. Usikose.
This weekend on KBC Channel 1.
He would be extremely aggressive and rough, trying to give maybe tough love. I felt rejected. I felt like I wasn't good enough. As I lay there bleeding, potentially going to see Jesus, I called on him because I realized at 9 years old that I could.
She's an award-winning worship leader, singer-songwriter, doing great things with NGOs all over Africa.
I come to you, my deliverer. I lay everything.
This weekend on KBC Channel 1.
What happens when physical, emotional, and other violence happens within the home?
2006, that's when everything started. Yeah, it started with one slap, the next time blows.
Twice you ended up in hospital.
Even this finger, he broke this finger.
Because one of the way that you are able to fight back your abuser is to start speaking out.
Kenya has refused to make marital rape an offense recognizable in law.
Who is teaching our young people about marriage?
She needs to pursue her divorce.
So why haven't you done it?
I was waiting for the right time.
Okay.
My name is George Kadhoriba. I'm the stage safety officer of Kasarani. We are in charge of this stage. I have my 2 assistants who will be with me. And the rally will be run in June. We have already taken all the precautions. We will be making sure that all the spectators understand their areas. There will be designated areas, earmarked properly with the signs for them to know where they will be going and where they will not be going. We will have all the facilities here for them. We will make sure that everybody is able to understand and will follow the rules, because we'll be having also security personnel with us who will be also assisting us in guiding. More so, we will also be having NYS personnel. A lot of them will be here with us to assist us to make sure that the event runs successfully. For the people who are living around us, please, we will request you, or we will urge you to make sure that you don't break rules of this area. Make sure that where you are, at least some of them you can see they have buildings around us. They can stay there and watch the rally, because we expect a lot of people to be around here. So for you, we need also to work with us, understand that safety is paramount and also security is needed. So all the residents around here, please, we are here for you and we have brought rally near you and we expect you to enjoy. Thank you.
nikikosa pesa nitapiga mboka. Manze kukufuata siwezi choka. Usinichore tu ya kusota. Naona unajidai, unaona misikai, unaona sultan misifai. Kiasi nimesota sina ganji, lakini mitajiri wa mapenzi. Sina pesa ya ule polo stina, lakini mami nitakupikia. Sina pesa ya kahawa hapo Java, lakini kosewe tutakula. Sponsor na tesa, lakini afiki. Akikuja na pesa unakujia miti. Akipiga simu unasema I'm busy. Akiuliza uko wapi unasema ina meeting. Meeting. Wapi? Meeting. Meeting. Miti. Okonkwo.
Mambo unakuja Kenya.
Si ndio?
Yaani ni sasa umetoka Nairobi kwenda Mombasa.
Si ndio?
All those miles.
Kabisa, si uko nyumbani.
Karibu nyumbani.
Nani wapi kama nyumbani?
Yenyewe. Huu ni ukweli.
Nyumbani ni nyumbani jamani, hata tuende wapi?
Karibu tena. Karibu tena. Yaani sasa hivi umekuja na ume rebrand kila kitu. You look nice, you look. What?
Nimejaribu.
Yeah.
Short hair.
Sindio? Vizuri. Wakati tulizungumza ulikuwa na project yako mpya. Lakini in a span of 1 year umefanya project kadhaa na hizi projects kutokana na ile project ya kwanza ambayo ulikuja ukazindua hapa imekupatia mileage mpaka sasa hivi unafanya vizuri sana Kenya. When I watch TVs, nikisikiza radio, ni wewe tu.
Venye nimesema ni kung'ang'ana, kujikaza, kujituma na kujua chenye unataka. Kama hujui chenye unataka, hauta make progress. But kama unajua chenye unataka, you'll push yourself to the limit.
You're right.
You don't give up.
You're right.
Go, get it.
Ama ile mara ya kwanza ulikuwa unajaribu tu, lakini sio ukaje ukaona kwamba kumbe naweza.
Ndo nikawaletea naweza jamani, naweza.
Unaweza.
Kwanza unajipimia, unaona kwanza unaikuja unaangalia huko kukoaje. Sasa unajua mgeni akikuja kwako siku ya kwanza ataangalia, angalia hapa wanaishi aje, hivyo lakini ukijua venye sasa wanaishi sasa unaanza kupenya.
Ni kweli.
Nataka sasa nikae chini nitulie. You already umejua huku watu wanaishi hivi. So nilikuja kwanza niangalie industry iko aje Kenya, watu wanafanya nini watu wanataka. Hadi unaendelea nikisoma, hizi vitu zina change every day. Unapata leo kuna different trend, kesho kuna ingine. So it's like something which is evolving.
Evolve, okay. Unajua wanasema kwamba una test water kwanza.
Unasikia ikoaje.
Ikoaje? Nazavuka ama sizivuka. Kumaanisha kwamba your team imekuwa ikifanya kazi vizuri sana. Imekuuza vizuri sana despite kwamba uko mbali na nyumbani, lakini timu yako imefanya vizuri sana.
Wananipigania sana, nashukuru. Timu yangu nashukuru. Muendelee hivyo hivyo, msilalale.
Muendelee hivyo hivyo.
Msisleki.
Kina Roy.
Pia ni watu wanajua chenye wanataka. Pia. So mimi najua chenye nataka na timu yangu inajua chenye wanataka pia. And they know what they want their brand which we are creating to be.
All right.
Yeah. So kama ujui chenye unataka utakuwa hapa lakini wanakazana ndio waone ile kazi pia wanafanya inaonekana. Sisi mimi niko huko na wanasema mmefika wapi? Tupo tu. Tu wanataka waonyeshe tunafanya kabisa. Nawashukuru sana.
Tulia imefanya vizuri, Tulia imefanya vizuri sana. Ulifanya Tulia alafu ukaja wimbo gani tena mwingine hapa?
Nikakuja naweza.
Naweza.
Baby, naweza. Nipanta jaribu. Kabisa nipe nijaribu jamani. Usinyime. Hiyo ni wimbo ya mapenzi. Na hiyo wimbo nilileta hiyo naweza sababu siku hizi our today's generation tunangojanga kunile watu wanasemanga kama kuna mwanamke ama mwanaume, watu wanasemanga mwanamke hayuko supposed aji-express kwa mwanamume. Unajua tuko na ile mentality. So mimi nimeishi kwa different cultures. Na nimelearn kama unataka kitu go for what you like. Kama napenda kazungu, acha niambie kazungu nakupenda. Unikatae kama nishakwambia kuliko mimi ni umange kwa roho yangu. Si ndio? Nikikwambia acha tu nikwambie kama uko single nipe chance. Na sio eti kwa mapenzi peke yake, ni kwa maisha. Kuna vitu zingine mtu anaonanga siwezi. So jiambie naweza. Jaribu ile uone. Useme siwezi. Usikatae ku step down hapa ama kupanda hii stairs ndio unaona siwezi. Jaribu. At least when you try you know if you can or if you cannot.